I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
All right. Welcome. Welcome back, everyone, to, I guess this is season 2, right?
Jesus, yeah.
Season 2, episode number 53 of the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. I'm still Flo.
And I'm still Gabe, and how are you in season 2?
Yeah, I enjoyed the cliffhanger of the end of season 1, and I'm eager to see how it, how it continues.
Yeah, how the characters develop.
How the character,
Who's gonna die?
Dude, the character arcs have been so terrible so far. So.
What the fuck do you mean?
Oh.
They've been great. They've come from very amateur to slightly less amateur.
You think
It's
so?
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Those arcs are incredible. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'd like to hear season 2. I've never thought about it that way, but it lets it sound so much more interesting.
There's actually like an option if you like on the platform that we upload the podcast. You can actually like give episodes certain season numbers as well. So I've always done season 1 in episode 1 through 52.
Oh, really?
But I actually could do like season 2 now, and that shows up in the podcast feed. But I think I'm just gonna leave it because it just messes up with the continuity of everything. And now I think it's just if it's just one whole season of like however many episodes we end up doing. 54.
Nah, it's gonna be another year. Another beautiful year.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah, anything to discuss about our last special?
It was a doozy.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a long time coming, I guess. I think we've talked about this for a long time.
Yeah.
That we're gonna do it about somebody like Nicolas Cage. Or Nicolas Cage, I guess, in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no one else like him.
There really isn't. But no, I thought it was a fun list. I mean, did you feel gratified finally having talked about your idol, your hero, your I don't know what?
Haven't talked about Hoffman yet, have we?
Did we?
Philip Seymour Hoffman? I don't know. No, yeah, I enjoyed it for sure. And good movies. Actually, there's actually some rumors, or I don't even think it's rumors anymore. There will be a Face Off remake, which is not exciting to me.
No.
But I've heard people like, I think the director is sort of, I think it's supposed to be the guy who is directing the new Godzilla versus King Kong movie.
Oh,
I read that he might end up directing the Face Off remake.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no like cast, and I've heard people chucking about some names, and I actually think like someone said Margot Robbie and Samara Weaving. I think it would be, if it's like with 2 women in the cast, it would be much more refreshing than just a regular old remake.
Yeah, fair enough, but I do agree it's just very unnecessary to make a remake of this at all.
Or maybe you like the remake.
Maybe.
Right? I mean, without the John Woo action and everything,
But I hope Nicolas Cage will still have like a cameo at least.
Hope so. And Travolta, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I completely forget about Travolta, to be honest, since he's been off the radar for such a long time.
Well, he's done some things in recent times.
Yeah, like Gotti or things like that, but nothing.
With The Fanatic? That's on Amazon, I think.
Yeah. I've heard terrible things.
Oh, dude, it's supposed to be horrific.
Yeah. I mean,
but
the premise kind of sounds
something.
interesting.
Yeah,
and he looks amazing in the film.
He needs another
musical
Tarantino like reconnaissance. Yeah. Pulp Fiction too.
Oh Jesus! As much as I love Pulp Fiction, it's great as it is. Leave it be.
It'll be interesting to see what Tarantino does as his last movie. Supposedly his last movie.
Is the next one his last?
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, he always wants to do a Star Trek, right?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I mean, hopefully he'll end up doing more than 10, but that's what he's saying.
I mean, he's getting up there, but he isn't that old, right? In his 50s, maybe? Seems kind of young to retire.
Isn't he like 60?
Is he? I mean, his first one Reservoir Dogs came out in
He
the early
is
90s, right?
50
It's been 30 years.
He'll turn 58 in March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, sure.
That's a special in the making too. Like,
Sure.
as soon as he has 10 though, right? We can't do it now.
Well, we can talk about his CSI Miami episodes.
I mean, that's stretching it a bit, but sure.
Well, it's the best thing, right?
Has he directed CSI Miami episodes?
Yeah, not CSI Miami, CSI, the one where they're in Vegas, the one where he's in the coffin full of ants. You know the episode?
Absolutely not.
All right, there's an episode where one of the officers gets buried alive with ants, and it's a race against time how soon they can rescue him. It's a double episode directed by Quentin Tarantino.
I'm looking through his IMDb as you speak, and I can't find it, but I trust you. I trust you.
I think he directed, maybe he only wrote it, but I'm pretty sure he directed it. I might be wrong.
Could be. I mean, he directed definitely more than 10 things if you take everything into account. Oh shit! I made a mistake. I'm in his acting thing. Hold on one sec. ER. He directed an episode of ER.
All right, yeah.
That's about it. Apparently, he directed an episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. CSI Crime Scene Investigation.
Yeah, right.
2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Grave Danger. You're right.
One?
Yeah,
that
that's the
could be
one.
one.
Yeah. Interesting. I did not know this.
I saw this episode back in the day when I still watched CSI, and I had no idea that it was a Quentin Tarantino episode.
Dude, I loved CSI New York.
Yeah.
With Gary Sinise.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's
the lead guy.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, and he's also in Apollo 13, right?
That's right, yes. And recently in Snake Eyes with the good old Nicolas Cage. Here we are again. Let's talk about some Nick Cage movies. No, let's get into the regular show, right?
Yeah.
Please do your thing.
My thing.
Yeah.
Dude. Well, it's been a year of me saying this, right?
Let's keep it that way. Or do you want to change it up? I mean,
No. Let's go for it. I mean, this is another regular episode. Thank you for being here in season 2. What an honor. And you know who you are for people who've stuck around from the very beginning. Thank you so much.
This is it.
This is a regular episode where Flo and I talk about the best thing we've seen all week. Anything from a movie to a TV show to maybe even a YouTube video, like Arnold Schwarzenegger getting vaccinated.
That's like the pillar of YouTube videos now.
A classic already.
Yeah.
And as always, we don't know what each other's picks are going to be, but I think we both have a very good image of what today's picks are going to be.
Well, we teased it last week that this week's episode is going to be quite stacked because there's a couple of good things coming out this week or last week. And I ended up watching one of those things. So there's so many things I wanted to watch, but I just didn't find the time or the energy to do it because actually... some behind the scenes information. I texted Gabe last night. I was like, are you actually going to watch this? And he was like, no. And I'm like, fuck, thank God. I don't want to watch it now either.
Yeah.
We'll save it for next episode.
I'm glad that you didn't watch it either because I as well didn't have a whole lot of time and a whole lot of concentration for movies this week, sadly. And yeah, there's so many good things in there. So we can kind of stretch it out a bit, thin out the content.
No, but that's actually for real, because next week probably is not going to be as stacked, and it's better to spread it out over a couple of weeks.
I think so as well. But since it's my turn to start, I think this week,
yes,
I think we're running into a bit of a problem because I think the thing that is not my pick is going to be your pick.
See, you saying that now, I mean, it's perfect. It's perfectly fine. I thought you would love this movie. We'll get to it, but then I'll throw out one honorable thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not even an honorable thing. I don't even want to put it on the cover, But the last thing I saw was Kevin James, Hot Ones. Did you see it?
Yeah. I saw the thumbnail, but I didn't click on it.
I only watch the Hot Ones episodes these days of the actors or people that are in it that I really like, and Kevin James is just one of my favorites. I mean,
oh really?
Yeah, I mean, King of Queens and Hitch the Date Doctor. I mean, I think it's just called Hitch in the original title. 2 of my absolute favorite things ever. And I discovered in the interview that Hitch is still the 3rd highest grossing rom-com of all time. It's insane.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, it's got Will Smith at the peak of his career in 2005 or whenever it was.
Sure, but there's so many good rom-coms out there, and I never realized that Hitch was like up there, because most of the time when I talk to people about what's their favorite movie or favorite rom-com, I think you're the only one that's like Hitch is a great movie.
That's absolutely not true. For example,
No, not
I know
like-
Steven loves it.
Not like
Good old
people
Steven.
don't like it, but I rarely hear it mentioned.
No, but I'm saying I didn't say that it's the best rom-com. I'm just saying
No,
it's one of
like-
the highest grossing
Yes,
ones.
sure.
That
I
doesn't
guess,
mean
yeah.
anything. I mean,
No,
go
sure.
through. I don't know what the highest. I think last year the highest grossing movie was Bad Boys for Life. Maybe.
Was it?
I think so.
Crazy.
I'm spitballing here. I actually don't know, but it's.
I mean,
think it's
last
up
year
there.
wasn't the best year.
No, I know, but I'm saying it doesn't necessarily say a lot about the
And
box office.
sorry, before we go into the picks, maybe you can mention one other thing. The Golden Globes have come out. The nominations. Sorry, I didn't want to take away
Are we
from
done
your
with my
hot
hot ones? I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Want to take away from
No,
it
no,
just before I forget about it.
No, that's
So
all
sure,
good.
go ahead with Kevin James.
I was joking. It's just honestly that was it. I just wanted to
Right.
mention. If you haven't seen it, then we can't even get much more into it. Yeah, there's not much more to discuss anyway.
Okay.
I love the guy, and I mean, have you seen his YouTube channel?
He has one?
Yeah,
I had
he's
no idea. No.
really good. It's actually a great YouTube channel where he just does a couple of short films every once in a while. Very, very good. Like not just a regular celebrity YouTuber that just posts any old shit, but actually like a guy who has fun making movies. And he talked about it in the interview that he works together with a family of like 8 brothers that are all like filmmakers, and they create a lot of funny short movies together. And you would love some of those things because there's certain videos where he sort of digitally inserts himself into iconic movie scenes, and he's
Okay.
the sound guy. So he's always holding the mic
Mhm.
from far away, but he pretends like people are talking to him, and it's
Mhm.
very well done. It's like it doesn't look out of place at all. He did like Star is Born when when she's walking out on the stage for the first time with him, and he's just tearing up in the back doing the sound and everything. He did Goodfellas and the Joker when he's dancing in the bathroom. It's really, really good. If you haven't seen it,
Interesting.
I think you would really like it.
Yeah, I think Kevin James has never really been on my radar. I mean, I've been a fan of King of Queens when I was younger, but I haven't seen it in probably a decade now, which is crazy.
Okay, I
So,
watch it once in
yeah.
a while. I think it's on Prime.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I really like the guy. But yeah, let's talk about the Globes. I mean, I haven't even. Do you have the list in front of you?
Yeah, I just opened it up and I looked through it like 2 days ago, and I was very surprised, and it made me very aware that this wasn't the best year ever.
Well, we haven't seen most of those things, right?
A lot of them, yeah, like best drama motion picture. You got The Father on there and Promising Young Woman, which we talked about on our end of the year list. Those are
Well,
two things that we didn't
yeah.
get to watch or had no possible way of watching, actually.
Yeah.
And also very surprised because the best foreign language film, Minari, was nominated.
Yeah, that's a controversy.
Yeah, because it's an American
Yeah,
film,
yeah.
but most of it is in Korean, but still
Yeah.
weird.
It's weird. So
But yeah, and
where? Yeah, go on. Go
you
through.
get The Prom on there as best comedy musical motion picture, and
What?
I have heard that The Prom is pretty fucking bad, and it looks
Yeah.
terrible, and I don't know how they got Meryl Streep, but I guess, I don't know, she just wants to do fun stuff now. I mean, she's proven to everyone that she's an amazing actress.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a whole lot of fun to film, way more than most drama movies, but I don't know how this got nominated. No idea.
Hamilton as well,
Hamilton as well.
which is
We
also
thought
weird.
if Hamilton was a 2020 thing, I mean, now it's kind of confirmed, I guess.
No, that doesn't confirm it. I think it's ridiculous that it's nominated.
Well, why? I mean,
It's the 2016 thing.
sure, but most things get filmed, I don't know,
No,
two
but
years prior.
It's a Broadway musical. These things, I don't think they should be
But
nominated
it's
for.
also the way how it was filmed, right? It was filmed over multiple days, how they cut it together. I mean, it's kind of an effort. And I mean, all films are not like filmed and released the same year.
No, that's right.
Right?
But still, I mean, there's so many Broadway musicals out there that just don't have the money or opportunity or whatever to get this sort of treatment. And Hamilton was the biggest thing ever. That's why they filmed it. And now it also has the ability to get nominated, or not the ability, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit weird, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to see it win, but I think it should stay in the Broadway theater award category, and I'm sure it won like 20,000 Tonys for it. But I don't know.
But now it's a way for Lin-Manuel Miranda to get his Oscar, I guess.
His EGOT? Yeah, I don't know. Get all of them. What is it?
Yeah,
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony? Yeah, EGOT.
Yeah, I think so. He's got all of them except the Oscar, right?
I don't know. I would assume so.
Yeah.
Well, does he have a Golden Globe yet? No.
Well, he doesn't need a Golden Globe. G is for Grammy, right?
Shit. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. But also, there's a film on there, Best Drama Motion Picture. I think it's just the actor being nominated for, I wrote this down, The Mauritian.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird that is nominated because I looked it up. There's not even a rating on IMDb or anywhere because it's not released to the public yet. So it's kind of weird that they nominated it.
Well, that's the case with most award movies.
Is it?
Yeah, the critics get to watch it.
But like no freaking ratings even because nobody has even gotten to watch it. I mean, it's been on a couple of festivals.
Yeah,
that's it. But don't they like release ahead of time somewhere?
I don't even think it was on festivals. I think it was just out for people to watch it, like critics.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's coming out soon. Well, I don't know. It's coming out soon on Amazon though, I think. Is it Amazon?
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. And I love the Chicago 7. Got a whole lot of nominations.
Yeah. Happy for Sorkin. I just, that movie, I don't know. I really liked it, but there's something like, I really liked it, but I still wish it would have been better. I don't know what it is. Yeah, a couple of good, Normal People.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
But only Daisy Ridley, I think her name has been nominated.
No, not Ridley. That's
Thomas Maskell.
Daisy Ridley.
Paul Maskell. Sorry.
Daisy Ridley is Rey from Star Wars.
Right. Her name is Daisy
Edgar Jones, I think.
Edgar Jones, and he's Paul Maskell, right?
Yes, but the show got nominated too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who do you want to I mean, I know you haven't seen it, but who do you want to win Best Motion Picture?
Well, I haven't seen The Father and Young Promising Woman. I would love to see both of them, but from the things that I've seen so far, that's a tough one. I guess. Well, it's between Nomadland and Mank, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I
guess Nomadland. Oh, Mank. It's tough. I think Mank. I guess just because every facet of it was just so well done, from costume to camera to everything.
Was Fincher nominated for this?
Yeah,
he was.
So.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think I will enjoy Promising Young Woman and The Father more than all of these three movies. So it's difficult to say, obviously.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
all right.
Let's talk about the picks of the week, and you can.
Should I just go with my pick and then we'll move on to yours?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, my pick is then I think something that you haven't seen, because I think you said you weren't interested in this at all.
Well, not at all. But okay. I'm not that interested in it. Yes.
Well, it's The Dig. The Dig is the new Netflix film that released very recently, and it's got Carey Mulligan and Rarpaha Fiennes. Is that his name?
I love it.
Yeah.
That's not going to make sense to anybody but us.
It's with Ralph Fiennes, who played Voldemort and many other iconic characters, a very good actor, and also in The Reader, for example. And we once argued about the pronunciation of his first name because I thought it was Ralph. Flo corrected me and said it was Rafe. And then we Googled it and found a very educational video telling us it's Ralph Fiennes.
It's literally a video called like how to pronounce Ray Fiennes, and the guy goes like Ralph Fiennes.
But I'm so glad that I watched this, to be honest. It didn't look that exciting. And yeah, it's got Carey Mulligan, who is nominated for Promising Young Woman.
Right.
And the great American actress. No, she's British, of course. I think I made that mistake once. But
what?
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I read somewhere before I watched this film, I read a couple of Letterboxd reviews, which I rarely do.
I was going to say, yeah.
But they were just great. If I could just read a couple of those to you, they sold the film to me completely.
Is that the new feature of the show? Like, we're going to read some Letterboxd reviews?
Yeah, sure. You get from Lana, who wrote, Just Tweed and Vibes, because they're all wearing tweed jackets. Beautiful. An actual film about archaeology, and I dig it.
I'm on the Letterboxd page, so I'm just anticipating you reading the same thing I'm reading right now. I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the next one is actually the one that really sold me, and although it's only a 6 out of 10.
I was going to say it's got a three stars, yeah.
But The Dig is a movie to put on while you sip tea on a comfy couch, letting it slowly lull you into a peaceful nap. There's little surprising about director Simon Stone's film. Nothing will astonish you, nothing will shock. The entire outing about the amateur archaeological, Jesus fucking Christ.
You get that?
Archaeological, there we go, expedition to Sutton Hoo cruises along with the assurance of an experienced cab driver going below the speed limit to a backcountry road. On a backcountry road. And it goes on, but I think that just really sold to me. Just this very slow and easy to watch movie, I guess. And I watched this a couple of days ago. Was the first thing that I pretty much did after I got up. I just got up, got myself a cup of tea, and laid back in bed and watched this movie, and I had a great time.
I don't know how it could possibly sell you the phrase, it's letting it slowly lull you into a peaceful nap. That's a movie I want to watch.
It's just it's an incredibly relaxing movie.
Sure.
And it's just got this very zen vibe, and I hate myself for saying this right now. But it's just so relaxing, and it's also very interesting because it's about archaeology, and it's about a real life story about how a very big discovery in England was made. And I do study history, so this was quite interesting to me as well. But yeah, I think it's just a couple of good performances with just a feel-good story, I guess. It's not a feel-good story per se.
What is it about exactly?
It's about quite a rich woman in England shortly before the start of World War II in 1938. And she's got these mounds in the back of her property. She's a big landowner, I guess, and she's always wondered what these hills are. And usually those kind of mounds are often burial grounds from like Vikings, for example. And she's very interested in archaeology, so she invites a archaeologist from the neighboring town over to examine them and to see what's under them. And it's about her health problems and her getting to know the guy who excavates the land, and then them slowly realizing what it actually is that they're finding, and then other characters turning up, including Lily James, who I completely forgot starred in this film. And
how could you know that she did?
Because I think I looked it up on Letterboxd when I saw the reviews. I clicked on The Dig and I was all right, interesting. And then I think also on Netflix, you always see like the top 3 actors when you click on a title. I think she's number 3 on there.
So she comes in like late during the movie?
About an hour in, maybe.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, it's just a very interesting film. It's well made, and like the person who wrote this said, it's like an experienced cab driver taking you on a country road, and that's exactly what it is. It's a well made movie. It doesn't like knock you off your feet.
Yeah, but could I ask you what you gave this movie, like in terms of rating?
It's an 8 for me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's strong.
I just had a good time, and there was never like a time in this film was like, dude, this sucks or this is boring. I was like, all right, I had my cup of tea. I watched this movie, and I was just happy with it.
Well,
I mean, not all of it was perfect, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially some of the story arcs with Lil James seemed a little forced. But apart from that, I think Carey Mulligan and Ralph Fiennes were both great in this. And I startly... fuck, that's not a word. And I'm slowly starting to appreciate Carey Mulligan more. I wasn't a huge fan of hers. I didn't know her from a lot of things, but having seen her in more and more, I think she's just a very good actress.
She's very good. One of my favorite performances is in Wildlife. Have you seen that?
Yeah, we talked about it on the Jake Gyllenhaal special.
Oh, yes. It's been so long
ago. Put it on,
I
don't know, number 7. But yeah, she's very good. And also in,
Shame?
Yeah, Shame, thank you.
All right. On the same wavelength here. Well, I have some exciting news for season 2 of the show.
Please.
Because we're upping the production value, obviously. Every season we get more money to put into the show, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm saying. We have access to every Netflix trailer now.
Ooh, what happened?
I gained access to every Netflix trailer.
Ooh! Beautiful.
Yes. So very exciting news. Like I got an email like a month after I had some correspondence with a woman who works at Netflix, and she was very helpful, and she said she would look into it, and then I didn't hear back like 6 weeks. And out of the blue, she texted me, "Hey, I'm so sorry it took so long, but you're free to use any trailer." So great news.
Very cool.
I think we're
Nice.
pretty much set for everything now. So I think since The Dig is a Netflix trailer, I think we should run a clip.
All right, yeah.
Should we take a look at them then?
Right. Things like this are usually done through museums.
Yes, but with the war coming, they couldn't embark upon any new ventures.
Well, I've been on digs since I was old enough to hold a trowel. My father taught me.
What are they?
We're standing in someone's graveyard, I reckon. Viking? Oh, maybe older.
Mr. Brown is an archaeologist.
Well, I'm an excavator.
You've come to dig up the mounds.
So you think there's something beneath?
Who are those men?
They're from the museum.
Ye gods! Mrs. Pretty, I think you'd better come and see.
All right, so this was the trailer for The Dig. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's just as chill as the movie itself.
I think you will. Will there ever be a time when you say you have seen the trailer? I'm not having a go. I just told that you don't watch it, right?
I never watch it before I watch the movie itself,
Right.
and then, well, I either forget or
Sure.
I forget. But yeah,
Right.
it's just a very nice and comfy movie, and if you're not in the mood for like action or anything like that, watch this. It doesn't mean it's a boring movie, although it might sound like it, and I
Might
might
lull
have
you
sold
to
it.
sleep.
Yeah. But I think it's just a perfect movie for if you have a day off and it's, I don't know, maybe raining outside and you just want something nice and relaxing, maybe to kind of calm down or something like that. You put this movie on. I think you would enjoy it as well, Flo. I mean, what about it didn't interest you? Because the cast is pretty good and the ratings haven't
I
been
watched
bad
the
either.
trailer and it just
Mhm.
didn't. I'm not even saying that I have no interest in it. It's just for this week I just didn't find the energy or time to do it. But
Okay.
you know, maybe one day. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna like watch it as soon as I can. It's just
Fair
not.
enough.
The trailer didn't really sell me. But
Okay. I mean, did you watch the trailer, or did you like watch the preview on Netflix?
no, I watched the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is that? Tell me about it.
Well, it lulls you to sleep. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
perfect.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and I like Carey Mulligan and Ray Fiennes. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day. It just. I don't know. I can't say. I know what they find.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you shouldn't know that in going in. I don't know. Is that like a big
Yeah.
twist? I don't know.
I don't know. It's not like a big twist.
It's not a
I
twist,
guess.
but like a reveal.
I think it's interesting, especially when you do some Googling afterwards.
Yeah. I love to do some Googling afterwards.
I always do.
This is based on a true story, you said?
Yes.
I think it is, yeah.
Well, a couple of things might have been changed. And also the age difference is very different because there's like 20 to 30 years between Ray Fiennes and Carey Mulligan. And in real life, I think the property owner was actually older than,
Right.
I think Dr. Brown is his name. Basil Brown.
Well, speaking of age difference,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about my pick of the week. Because
Let's go.
there's some controversy there that we'll get to. And
Yeah.
I have to say, it's getting more and more clear to me that I have no idea what goes on in your brain. Because I would, we texted and you said you hadn't watched it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sure that you would absolutely love this movie. And I don't know why not. Because I didn't, I feel like I don't love it as much as you should. I don't know.
It's not like I dislike it. I just
Okay.
like the dig more.
Okay. That's good to hear. So my pick of the week is Malcolm and Marie, which is also a Netflix release. Let's run a clip. No, I'm just kidding. Just
We
running
have
every
the
clip.
power.
Yeah. Which stars Zendaya and John David Washington. And I think there's also like a 12-year age difference there. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that a 24-year-old has a relationship with a 36-year-old, which I think is ridiculous. But, you know, people...
It's nothing new, right?
People need to complain if they need to. Yes. So it's a 2-hour film in black and white of two people in a relationship having a fight. And I think it's pretty good.
It's very authentic, right?
It is very, I mean, at certain points, why are you laughing?
Authentic. That's like a trigger word in the movie.
I get it. See, I went completely over my head. I think for about 95% it was authentic. There were some elements of it where I felt like people are acting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 95% is a pretty good quota, right?
Yeah.
And I gotta say, this sort of revealed both of these guys as great actors to me. Because John David Washington, if you don't know, he's Denzel Washington's son. And the first time I saw him was in Black Klansman. And I always, whenever I hear of a certain new actor who is a child of a famous actor, I go in with predisposition or whatever. Because, yeah, he got that job because his dad is Denzel Washington, right? There's other actors that might deserve it more. And I've now, with Malcolm and Marie, he lost that sort of tag for me. Because I think he's damn good. And I think he really deserves all the success he's having, because he obviously starred in Tenet as well. Yeah,
and he's very much the opposite of the Tenet, of this very emotionless robot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zendaya, I thought she was really good too. I mean, there's not a lot I had seen of hers before, like Greatest Showman, and Spider-Man, obviously. But she never had as much to do as she does in Malcolm and Marie.
Yeah, which makes it even more promising that she's in Dune.
Yeah, sure. It always comes back to Dune. And Malcolm and Marie, it's directed by Sam Levinson, who did a lot of Euphoria, which is the show that you talked about.
Yeah, he's the creator of the show, right?
Yeah, obviously working with Zendaya before. So that's where you saw her, I guess, right? For the in a bigger role.
And there are now a couple of Euphoria specials. It's
I've heard about
season
those.
2.
Yeah,
but they're supposed to be amazing. Those 2 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen them?
I haven't seen them. No, not yet.
Yeah, I've heard great things about them.
The internet is raving about them.
Yeah. And I mean, let's roll a clip. This is a movie that it's got the tagline "Madly in Love," which I think is pretty cool. I mean, because that's really what this is about. And Malcolm and Marie, it's on Netflix now. Let's run a little clip of it.
You are by far the most excruciating, difficult, stubbornly obnoxious woman I've ever met in my entire life. I fucking love you.
Oh, he's so sensitive. He's romantic. I bet he's sweet, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. When he's not being an emotional fucking terrorist.
Oh. I love the way you see the world, Marie.
Mystery. The unknown. It's what supports the tension of a relationship.
You're angry.
No. It's a what if factor.
Marie.
What if there's someone who loved them better?
Give me your pain. Give me your sorrow. Tell me what hurts. I will carry you.
You know what, Malcolm? I feel like once you know someone is there for you and once you know they love you, you never actually think of them again. It's not until you're about to lose someone that you finally pay attention.
Well, what is it, Marie? What do you want?
Really? You want to go there?
Yes.
Okay.
I will carry you. I will carry you.
All right. So I'm very interested in hearing your opinion on this. So because I really thought you would love this.
Well, yeah, Mac and Marie, sorry. Like you've all now heard in the trailer, it's about two people fighting pretty much. And it feels like a year's worth of fighting being put into a script and then just being fought out. And I thought it was just very well done. And I think that the screenwriter has been in a couple of fights himself or herself. I don't know if it's written by a man or a woman.
Yeah, Sam Levinson.
Ah, right. Written and directed, of course. Yeah. And I'm sure he's been in a couple of fights himself because some of those fight scenes seemed very real and you kind of see those arguments being brought up. But it's more about two people who don't know when to stop.
Right.
And they just keep coming back. And once you think it's over, they just have to put in another gut punch just to be the one who won the argument or whatever.
Right. And they do it very well, though.
They do it so well. And it was a good film. And when I started watching this, I thought to myself, once again, is this also based on a stage play?
Yeah.
Because it also has this feeling because it's just two actors, one location, and pretty much thought out over a realistic period of time. They're never really big time jumps.
It might even be in real time for most of it.
Yeah, like there's one or two shots where I notice it because they're like laying on top of each other and it's intercut of scenes of them kissing each other and then fighting and then it's kind of switches between those two kind of things. But...
Well, are they really like intercutting between the two?
Yeah, they're intercutting. Then there's scenes while they're kissing, the audio is still playing from when she's still talking. Then it cuts to her talking again when she's like making those jokes about the LA Times writer.
Right. The white woman.
Yeah, the white woman. And I don't know if you've mentioned this, but it's about a filmmaker and his girlfriend returning home after his big film premiere and getting over a fight over various things.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good film. I think it was a bit much after a while to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's just 2 hours of two people fighting. And so it didn't like pull me in as much as, for example, The Dig.
It's an hour 46. I made that mistake.
Okay.
But it's still, about 2 hours.
Yeah. Let's round it up. But it's a good film. No questions. I still enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as The Dig, but I think it's still a film worth checking out. Yeah. It's just my enjoyment level just wasn't that high with it because it is hard to watch, I guess, just watching two people being at each other's throats.
Was it relatable?
In a way.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, what the movie's also going for.
Yeah,
I mean I'm sure a lot of people can associate with these things.
I think anybody who's been in a fight, especially in a relationship, can kind of relate to those scenes.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, it's all right, that's good. No, stop it. No, it should be over. But then you go in for another very undeserving and very harsh comments just to hurt the other person.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is the first or one of the first movies that was sort of done completely during COVID-19. And it makes sense that it is a movie that stars two people. I mean, there's not much more going on. There's not any other people actually in this. There's two people and them just walking through the house and fighting and making up and fighting again.
There's another movie I think coming out with Anne Hathaway. It's also just two people in that one, right?
I don't think so. I know the one you're talking about. I think that's already out on Sky.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called now, but I think it stars a couple more people.
Oh, okay. Is that a Soderbergh film or
am I just
imagining this?
Locked Down. It is not. It is a Doug Liman film.
Ah, Doug Liman.
Yes, but I mean, I get the Soderbergh reference. It's on HBO Max.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we can't watch that, but it's not supposed to be very good.
But yeah, I mean, I have read some not so great reviews about this. What do you think about them?
What now?
About Malcolm and Mary.
Well, I think, and I think this sort of describes what I think about the film quite well. There were multiple times, like actually 2 or 3 times, where I could predict, that sounds negative, but predict what the next line in the movie is going to be. And then they actually spoke that line. And that I'm not saying that as a negative in terms of like it was predictable. I'm saying I would have said that thing now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that just speaks to the realism of it all. And there was one part of it. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to talk around it for the people, so the people who have seen it know what I'm talking about. But there's a scene with a knife, and that scene, I knew where it was going from the very beginning.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
I wasn't sure. I thought this just took a very
it took such a dark turn. Yeah. But I unfortunately knew exactly what was going on at that point. So that didn't really work for me. But and it's interesting also, like, because there's also, I wonder how much of the dialogue is actually like written and how much is improvised. I assume a lot of it is written, but I always wonder, like, would people actually talk like this? I mean, it's not even a fight in the sense of like them talking over each other. It's like a long 20-minute monologue after a long 20-minute monologue. And they speak like rather beautifully, like with points and with like, I mean, I don't think anyone would actually fight like this. I mean, people stumble over their words and they rarely do that. But somehow it still felt real. It felt like, I don't know, maybe the suspension of disbelief worked there. And I feel like also the black and white, it looks beautiful, but if it wasn't black and white, I would have been even more immersed, because that's sort of the filmmaking tool. You know, you're watching a movie. I think it was if it was in color, I would have been like more immersed in it, because that sort of was the barrier that stopped me from immersing myself more.
Yeah, I think the black and white wasn't a bad choice.
I don't think so either.
Made it more confined, I guess, and made it like, this is just about this house, you know, and it made it feel, I guess, for me more like, this is what this is about. It's not like there's no outside of this house. It's just what is going on inside the house, I guess. Maybe I'm just over analyzing it.
It's a beautiful house.
Yeah,
you didn't like it? Oh, come on.
I think it felt very empty. Those big, very modern houses, well, not always, but a lot of the time feel so artificial and just so cold, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Feels more like a hotel than one's own home, but...
Yeah. I mean, I think I would give this like an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a perfect movie by any means, but really strong performances. And also like one scene, I'll do the same thing, I'll talk around it, when towards the end, when they're about to when he runs off to the toilet. Do you remember? And he's like, don't move, stay where you are, I'll come back. And the thing she does and says afterwards is perfect. Such a gut puncher of a line, where she's like, can I ask you one question? And
you promise you're
not gonna
be an ass about it. Yeah.
And then the thing that she said, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that's, I mean, not like me being ecstatic that she said, but like from a filmmaking point of view, that was just about the right thing to say there, because that actually hadn't crossed my mind why she hadn't asked him that before. And I felt like it was perfect, really good. I think the script is really good.
Yeah, that scene was pretty good. And I think there are just a couple of also funny lines in a way, I guess.
For sure.
At one point, John David Washington goes to her and says, I have a feeling we're going to be married and divorced so many times, so let's just start now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really good, man. Yeah, check it out. It's also on Netflix. It's called Malcolm and Marie. And I'm excited to see what these two guys do next. I mean, obviously you talked about Tenet with Zendaya, but I don't know what we're watching. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Dune. Jesus. Dune. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what John David Washington has coming up.
Yeah. Do you know of anything?
I don't. I'm looking through his thing now. Apparently he was in The Old Man and the Gun. Don't remember him in that.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah. No idea, yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think he was also in Malcolm X.
Yeah, he was
very young.
Yeah, a couple of
His dad.
Denzel movies, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, I think those are two pretty good picks. I mean, it's not a lot that we talked about, but I think it's two very good things. And it's both on Netflix, so very accessible to anybody who wants to watch something new.
Yeah, give it a go. You got 2 recommendations here. Right.
Alrighty.
listen, hopefully next week is going to be a bit more, more stacked. We'll watch the things, we'll try to watch the things that we didn't get around to this week. And if something, I don't even know if something else exciting is releasing soon. I'm sure there will be.
No idea, yeah.
But we'll talk about it. And thanks for listening, as always. Thanks for your support on the special episode last week. If you haven't listened to that one, please check it out. It's near and dear to my heart. And we'll be back with another regular episode next week. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you can always check us out on any podcast platforms, being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. on the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. You can also check us out at Best Thing Radio on Twitter and Instagram. You can check out our thumbnails that Flo is going to do for this episode as well. You can see that on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for subscribing, coming back, etc. And yeah, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.